What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome to All Elite. I mean, not All Elite. Impact Wrestling Review. The show from November 4th, 2021. Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown were your commentators. Las Vegas, Nevada. So, before we get to it, let me take care of something here. All right, so let's get to the show. Um, the opening match was the exhibitions. Going out of here. Your exhibitions were Rohit Raju with Rajan Singh, Steve Macklin, Laredo Kid, and Black Turtles being accompanied by Crazy Steve, where you had these four exhibitions going at each other in this four-way match to determine the number one contender for Trey Miguel for the exhibition championship when that's going to happen, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen at Turning Point. I'm assuming it's going to lead to Turning Point. So the match happens. It's a pretty good match for all four competitors. In the end, it was Laredo Kid getting the win over on Rohit Raju. And so yeah, Steve Macklin is out of luck in this one. So Trey Miguel comes out to congratulate Laredo Kid. I can't wait to see that match between those two. And then Steve Macklin comes in and attacks both guys and tries to take care of Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel makes work of him, and Laredo Kid helps out along with him and took out Steve Macklin, and that was it. No much for that. I'm pretty sure Steve Macklin's going to having a close eye on Trey Miguel and Laredo Kid moving forward, where it's going to lead to something once we get to Turning Point. Because again, I'm assuming it's going to lead to Turning Point where Steve Macklin is going to probably get involved in the match between Trey Miguel and Laredo Kid. I don't know if it's going to lead to it. Down that road. But I guess we'll find out once we get to that point for Turning Point. So, no what to say about that. Anyways, so let's see. So Madison Rayne backstage being interviewed by G Miller. He had Caleb there because for a reason there's no Tina Dashwood. I don't know why. I don't know what happened with her, but whatever. But Madison Rayne is being interviewed, and she's looking to add in her 16th Knockouts World Title reign to her collection. And Caleb says something with to Mickie James slapping him at one point, which I'm pretty sure was because of last week's show on Impact Wrestling. He may have said something pertains to Mickie James, and Mickie James slapped him, which led that's part of the thing I forgot to mention too, which is the last coverage of Impact Wrestling. So, but hey, whatever. Also, Jim Miller asks Master Rayne, by the way, how you going to concentrate of your time match later on if you're going to have when you have to concentrate on your locker room talk with the inspiration, and then Master Rayne doesn't know what you're talking about. Kill is like stop spreading on these lies, whatever. It's not that he's like I was like that was weird. We'll get to that later. Ace Austin does all the talking, being interviewed by Martinez and Fulton, going up against Chris Sabin, because I guess Matt Fulton is not a guy with words, but basically Ace Austin is being is interviewed for Matt Fulton for Gina Miller, which is Chris Sabin going up against Matt Fulton later, which we'll get to that later, basically. So he had a T-shirt that says "I beat Chris Sabin." Well, at least with that T-shirt, that is truth to it, but who hasn't beat Chris Sabin? So I think that was stupid that Ace Austin had a t-shirt that says "I beat Chris Sabin." Like he's never beaten Chris Sabin before in his entire career. It reminds me of the whole thing where Ace Austin had a t-shirt says that I banged Eddie Edwards' wife. That storyline itself was ridiculous too. It was so dumb, so stupid. Like how did you bang her if there was never any story of it behind the whole situation? It was not true. I, so yeah, this whole thing that they're doing Ace Austin is not is I can't remember that right now. Also, we get Eric Young coming out with Violent by Design. Eric Young's back in his ring gear. He's wearing the hockey mask of Casey from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is cool. I like that he's wearing that type of hockey helmet. But yeah, George Dory and Gino Rosado with him as well. Eric Young cuts a promo before he gets his match against which we'll get to that person when we get to it. About he states how he's disappointed in Rhino turn on the group. But now that it's time for the master to get his hands dirty, as he brings out some guy named Jerry Vidal. I didn't know who he was. But basically he's from PCW, who is the PCW ultra light champion, and he was glad to be there. And basically he was trained by Gangrel of Rayne here of Gangrel's Wrestling Asylum, and basically he's pumped up to be on the show. You could tell he was if you've seen the show, he was very pumped up to be on the show to go up against the world class maniac. Basically, he introduced himself because everyone wants him to introduce himself and all that and everything, and says that you're a disease, and Eric Young is the cure. And they had a match. Eric Young just basically just squashes him and gets the win. It was under 2 minutes, or at least under 1 minute. So yeah, so much for that. But Eric Young is back in the ring now, and he's doing great. He looks great. He feels great, and it's just great to him that he's doing what he loves to do. In that square circle. Also, we get to the inspiration, the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. They enter the locker room talk. There's no Madison Rayne there. There's no Caleb there, and especially there's no Tina Dashwood there. So, how is this interview being inducted by the inspiration? Well, apparently, it was a trap for Decay of Havoc and Rosemary to for the inspiration of Casey Lee and Jesse McKay. They dealt with creepy lights and all that, and they basically saw Decay, and there was a mirror, where there was a message, that said turning point after they turn away and all that and everything. Well, basically, Cassie Lee saw Decay of Havoc and Rosemary, and when she tried to get Cassie Lee's when Cassie Lee tried to get Jesse McKay's attention, I should say, to look at the mirror, and then show Havoc and Rosemary, and it's basically you're delusional and all that, right? Like I swear I saw someone in there, like, that, right? And then they leave the room, and well, actually, before they left the room, they saw a mirror that said turning point, which they wanted basically a rematch of what's going to be. But actually, I don't remember if they saw it, but basically, that's basically where we're gonna um be seeing between the inspiration versus Decay, which it was bound to happen, just so, because this program was gonna end, when the inspiration is coming to Bound for Glory and beating Decay just like that. This gotta be a hook of it, why this happened. It's gonna lead to a rematch, which is gonna be at Turning Point. But the way they're doing this too, especially to creep out the inspiration. So, and it's doing a good job with Cassie Lee getting creeped out and being looking all delusional and all. So yeah, so I don't remember if they saw that part where of Turning Point written on the mirror, but when they left, also we saw the mirror again, and it says Turning Point, and basically it's a rematch. So there you go. And we'll get more of inspiration later. Also, we get to an advertisement of Turning Point that's going to be on Saturday, November 20th, I should say, on the Impact Plus, which I'm pretty sure we're going to see Digital Media Championship belt being defended on that show of Royal One between Chelsea Green and John Skyler, which I'm pretty sure John Skyler won that match. But I digress. The inspiration, speaking of which talk about later, we're talking about right now. They find Jim Miller and tell a scary incident that happened with them, and Jim Miller advised them potential spooky knockouts who lurks in the hallways, of the undead bridesmaids, basically Brandy Lauren and Kimberly. Basically that's just what the inspiration got to do. They gotta find them, and potentially this whole situation with Decay, and there you go. And we'll get to that later on. Hopefully it's not happening right now. Okay, no, it's not. We'll get to that later then. Because next we get to a non-title match between the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers of Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Finn Juice of Juice Robinson and David Finlay. And that match ends up being pretty good until we get to the no contest of it, because we had Bullet Club coming out and attacking both teams. And basically what Bullet Club did here, Fantastic whole thing pertains to the whole thing where he gives punches to his opponents in the groin. Well, this was full targets to the groins to Good Brothers and Finn Juice in this match. After this match is over, because Chris Bay, Hikuleo, and El Fantasmo all give nut shots to all of these teams in Juice Robinson, David Finlay of Finn Juice, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson of the Good Brothers, and there you go. Not much to it. It was just nothing but low blows with kicks, punches, uppercuts, and belt shots to the groin. Oh yeah, and stomps too. By the way, stomps too. That's one thing they did as well. Skip. John Stringer, he's interviewed with Jim Miller. With his whole thing of the Demon, and Hernandez and Johnny Bravo wants to take care. Want to help on Johnny Stringer to take care of that whole situation, right? And basically, that's basically what it is. So I guess we'll find out what that's going to be about, because there's barely anything they didn't mention about the whole thing. So on the rest of this show. So another advertisement pertains to the next pay-per-view for Impact Wrestling. Hard to Kill is coming on Saturday on January 8th, 2022. Also, we go backstage. We see Finn Juice were very, very angry of the whole situation that happened out there. So, executive vice president Scott DeMoy comes in, and he indeed saw what happened there, and basically let Finn Juice know that they're going to have an opportunity against our Bullet Club next week, and there you go. At this point, it's going to be this coming week. So, and whoever wins between Bullet Club and Finn Juice will face the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team titles, which I'm assuming is going to happen at Turning Point. So, there you go. Problem solved. Two story careers are the pillars of the Knockouts division meet once more, which is the Impact Knockouts World Champion Mickie James versus Madison Rayne, being accompanied by Caleb. And match happens, and match itself was pretty good, and Mickie James wins, which is no surprise there. Yeah, you did have Caleb getting involved though, but that didn't help out at all, because at the end of the day, Mickie James still ends up being the Impact Knockouts World Champion, and that's what they're calling it now. They're calling it the Knockouts World Championship. So Mickie James after the match celebrating, as she gets confronted at the match by Mercedes Martinez, who, may I remind you, won the Knockouts Knockdown tournament to receive an opportunity for the title in the future, and it's up to her or whenever she wants it. So she gets to call a shot. She basically cuts a promo on Mickie James saying that she wants her opportunity to happen at Turning Point. So there you go. Match has been laid out on the challenge to Mickie James, and Mickie James accepted, and there you go. They shook hands, and I can't wait to see how they build that match. So there you go. We go backstage and we see the inspiration. They find the undead bridesmaids of Brandy Lauren and Kimberly. And basically, they asked a favor to face Decay. And, the bridesmaid says that mother will be pleased, with just getting new souls, which that ain't gonna happen, by the way. So, by the way, the whole on the bridesmaids thing with Kimberly and Brandy Lauren, I'm really not liking it. So, there you go. That's not much for me to say. Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards, and Matt Cardona get interviewed by Jim Miller, getting ready, getting prepared to face the team of Moose, Toby Morrissey, and Minoru Suzuki. And they talk more about Moose, about what he did, than the whole thing with facing Minoru Suzuki and Toby Morrissey, because Moose is now a target to everyone in Impact Wrestling based on what he did. And yeah, there you go. Not much to say about that. It was good though. It was good. The way it was done. Madman Fulton with Ace Austin versus Chris Sabin. Match happens as a pretty decent. Chris Sabin wins. Yeah, Ace Austin can get a win over Chris Sabin, even though it was held by Madman Fulton. But Madman Fulton can't get a win over Chris Sabin. I can't remember if Ace Austin tried to get involved, by the way. I don't remember at all. All I remember is that Chris Sabin won against Madman Fulton. He rolled him up, I believe. Oh yeah, well, he rolled him up in a small package. That's basically what it was. So far, 3 matches has been announced for Training Point. It's going to be the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, The Inspiration versus Decay. It's going to be Knockouts Champion, or I'm sorry, Knockouts World Champion, Mickie James versus Mercedes Martinez, and the Exhibition Championship, Trey Miguel versus Laredo Kid. And more will be announced eventually. And we're taking the next time we do an Impact Wrestling review. I will review the bridesmaids of Brandy Lauren and Kimberly versus Decay of Rosemary and Havoc. No more contenders match for the Impact World Tag Team titles will happen between Bullet Club of Chris Bay and Hikuleo versus Finn Juice of David Finley and Juice Robinson. And I guess I was right. John Scott did defeat Jesse Green, but instead of having the match happening on Turning Point, it's going to happen on the next Impact Wrestling's before the Impact show, which I'm not going to watch because I don't care for that show. But Joe Griggs will defend her title, her Digital Media Championship title against John Skyler. So I was right about John Skyler winning against Jesse Green, and I didn't have to watch the match to even know that. But you also had Minoru Suzuki will make his in-ring debut, and I'm talking about the match that he had already, with in a 6-man tag match. I'm talking about his one-on-one match, which I guess we'll find out who that ended up be. But speaking of Minoru Suzuki, he ends up teaming up with the Impact World Champion Moose and W. Morrissey going up against Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards, and Matt Cardona in the 6-man tag match main event. And it's been pretty good. All guys, pretty good what they do here. In the end, it was W. Morrissey, Minoru Suzuki, and Moose getting the win. Who ends up taking the pinfall? It was W. Morrissey getting the win over on Eddie Edwards after giving her a nasty, thunderous powerbomb. So there you go. Not much to say about that. So yeah. So as promised, Moose, he's got keep up his promise. What pertains to giving W. Morrissey a title shot because W. Morrissey won for his team, and he beat Eddie Edwards. So that will eventually will lead to W. Morrissey getting a shot against Moose for the Impact World title later on, right? Right. We'll see. But that was your show. Pertains to Impact Wrestling's show from November 4th, 2021. As far as the Tomorrow Wrestling, that 6-man tag match was won so far. Chris Sabin beating Madman Fulton, burying Madman Fulton's credibility once again. The Knockouts title, or I'm sorry, the Knockouts World title happening on the show as well, successfully. The non-title tag team match, the non-title tag team title match happened on the show. The squash match happened with Eric Young. and your four-way normal contention match for Charlotte Exhibition title match as the four-way normal contenders exhibition title match happened. Meant to say, there you go. Yeah, I can spit it out. But so far, that was 6 matches on the show, and my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go with 8 out of 10. And that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's Natural Born, brother saying peace on the streets for you to be well, stay safe, take care of yourself every going in the world, wear your mask, get your hand sanitized, wear your gloves of any kind, get vaccinated, and be respectful, be better, be appreciative, to love one another, God bless one another, live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out here, ta-ta for now. So, y'all take care, and remember, peace to the south.